हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल रिपल्स विद शफक। सो आज की वीडियो में मैं केमिस्ट्री का चैप्टर नंबर 1 है फंडामेंटल कंसेप्ट्स और प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ केमिस्ट्री और फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री उसको डिस्कस करूंगी. इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट MCQs numerical and past paper MCQs. This chapter is included in entry tests and it is really important.
So guys, moving on to the question number 1. Avogadro's number represents the number of. So beta option would be correct, atoms in 24 grams of magnesium. But why the other options are wrong? Let's see. First of all, we'll discuss about delta option. Electrons need. Here, Avogadro's number is not related to electrons in any way, so this option is incorrect. Moving on to the alpha option. So atoms in 1 gram of helium gas. Amount of gas is not represented in grams, it is represented in decimeter cube, which represents the volume of gas. So this option is wrong. Similarly, in option C, we have chlorine gas, but it is also represented in grams, so this is incorrect. So beta option is correct. Moving on to the question number 2. Which one of the following terms is not used for ionic compounds? Ionic compounds, which is not used for ionic compounds. So, formula unit, molecular formula. Molecular formula is used for molecules. Formula unit, it is used for, yes, ionic compounds. Empirical formula, yes, ionic compounds do have a empirical formula. Formula mass, they also have a formula mass, but Charlie option is correct for this question, that molecular formula is not used for ionic compounds. So moving on to the question number 3, we have 98 grams of H2SO4 contains number of moles of ions. नंबर ऑफ मोल्स हमने फाइंड करने हैं, मैस हमने गिवन है, तो नंबर ऑफ मोल्स का हमें फॉर्मूला आता है, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स इज इक्वल्स टू मैस ओवर मोलर मैस. सो मैस हमें गिवन कितना है 98 ग्राम्स. सो डिवाइड कर देंगे 98 को मोलर मैस के साथ, तो इसका मोलर मैस कितना निकलेगा, लेट्स सी. हाइड्रोजन 1 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2 है, तो 2 प्लस सल्फर. सल्फर के लिए हम अगर हम इस तरह लंबा नहीं भी करना चाहते, एज यू नो के MDCAT में NUMS में हमारे पास कैलकुलेटर अलाउ नहीं होता और टाइम मैनेजमेंट भी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, तो हम इसको, अगर मैं आपको डायरेक्टली, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड का आपने सुना होगा, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड इज द किंग ऑफ केमिकल्स. तो इसका जो मैस आता है वो अगर हम डायरेक्टली लिखते हैं तो 98 ग्राम्स पर डेसीमीटर क्यूब आता है. तो 98 over 98 which is equals to 1. So 1 moles of ions. Moving on to the question number 4, cationic molecular ions are produced by radio waves, alpha rays, beam of electrons. So what would be the correct answer? Yes, of course, cationic positive ions are produced by alpha rays and beam of electrons, but not by radio waves. So delta option is correct, both B and C. Moving on to the question number 5, isotopes differ in option A, properties which depends upon mass. Yes, it's correct. Let's check the next options. Arrangement of electrons, no. Chemical properties, no, they have similar chemical properties. Delta options, the extent to which they may be affected by electromagnetic field. No, they are not affected by the electromagnetic field, but if they are affected, then the extent would be the same, as they have same chemical properties. So option A is correct, that they differ in properties which depends upon their masses, because isotopes have different atomic masses. Now moving on to the question number 6, a limiting reactant is the one which, option A is taken in lesser quantity in grams as compared to other reactants, is taken in lesser quantity in volume as compared to other reactant, gives a minimum. It's not necessary it is taken in grams or is it taken in volume. It may be solid, liquid or gas in any state, so it's not confirmed that it may be taken in grams or volume. So let's see the other options. Gives the maximum, no, it gives the minimum amount of product. So delta option would be correct, gives the minimum amount of the product under consideration. Moving on to the question number 7. So question number 7 is, symbol indicates not only the name of elements but also represents all of the following except. So one atom of an element, yes, it represents one atom of an element. Like if I write hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, whatever, it represents 1 mole of an element. Yes, it's correct. Okay. Beta option is number of parts of mass of an element. Yes, it represents the mass, that it 1 mole we can find the mass, so it represents the mass. Okay. 1 gram atom of an element. Yes, we can find the gram atoms of the element. So yes, from the symbols. Okay. Moving on to the delta option, 1 AMU, atomic mass unit. No, atomic mass unit is not indicated by the symbol of the element. It is represented by the whole molecule ion formula unit of the element. Moving on to the question number 8, which of the following is not monoisotopic element? So monoisotopic element which have more than one isotope. So fluorine has one is not monoisotopic element. So fluorine, yes, fluorine has only one isotope. Moving on to the beta option, chlorine. Chlorine does not have one isotope. So it has many isotopes, more than one. So beta option would be the correct, and gold and the other element, option C and D would have one isotopes. Now moving on to the question number 9. Question 9 states, which of the following statements is incorrect? Let's see. Formation of uni-negative ion is exothermic. Yes, it's correct. Beta option. Number of positive ions having group of atoms is less than the number of negative ions having group of atoms. Yes, it's correct. Option C. X-rays and beam of electrons are used to produce positive. Yes, we have discussed in the chapter and as well as in the previous one of the MCQs. So it's correct. Moving on to the delta option. Number of cationic molecular ions is less than the number of anionic molecular ions and they are more stable. This is the incorrect option, because number of cationic molecular ions is less than the number of anionic, but they are less stable. In question number 9, delta option can also be corrected as it is incorrect. If we are to correct it, then it would be number of cationic molecular ions is more or abundant. Cationic ions are abundant than the number of anionic molecular ions. So now moving on to the question number 10. What volume of oxygen gas is required for the complete combustion of 5 cubic centimeter of ethyne C2H2? So for this is a numerical type question. So इसके सबसे पहले हम combustion की ethyne की combustion की equation लिखेंगे. So ethyne C2 will write C2H2 plus combustion है, तो combustion involves oxygen. Volume of oxygen भी हमने find करना है, तो O2 gives, as we all know, combustion results in the production of two compounds, two molecules, which are they? They are carbon dioxide and water. So CO2 plus H2O. Let's balance the equation. Here, carbon are 2. So on the right side of the equation, there is 1 carbon. So we'll just write here 2. Let's see hydrogen, there are 2, and on the right side there are 2. Okay, they're balanced. Let's move on to the oxygen. Oxygen is 2 on the left side of the equation, but on the right side there are 2 here, and 2 2s are 4. O4 and 1 is this. So total oxygen on the right side of the equation are 5. So we'll balance it as 5 by 2. So 2 will cancel out, and 5 on the left side and 5 oxygen on the right. So now let's see. As 1 cubic centimeter of C2H2 here, 1 cubic centimeter of C2H2 equals 5 by 2 O2. Requires 5 by 2 O2 for the complete combustion. But in the question, we are given that 5 cubic centimeter. We have to find how much volume of oxygen gas is required for 5 cubic centimeter. So I'll just write here 5 cubic centimeter of C2H2, and then here we'll just multiply by 5. So 5 times 25. 25 divided by 2. We'll just have 12 point something. As you know that here, if I see 25 divided by 2, so 11 times 22. So 12 times, let's see, 12 multiplied by 2, 2 times 4 and 2 1 24. So 12 point something हम लिखेंगे, तो ये 1 और फिर आगे carry on होगा to 12 point. Let's see where we have the option here, 12.5 cubic centimeter. Other options not contain 12, so this would be the correct option. Now let's move on to the question number 11. The relative atomic mass of boron, which consists of isotopes, two isotopes of boron, B105 and B115, is 10.8 AMU atomic mass unit. The relative atomic mass is given of two isotopes. What is the percentage of 10.5 B atoms in the isotopic mixture? So we are to find the percentage of B10 boron, 10 isotope. So let's see how can we. So first of all, I just write here B105 equals to, this is given the mass, so 10 mass is given. Okay, let's write then the other 11.5. So 11 would be the mass. Okay. So and one more thing is given to us, which is relative atomic mass of boron isotopes, which is relative atomic mass of boron, which is 10.8 AMU. So we are to find percentage of B105 equals question mark. So relative atomic mass, as we all know, that it is, find it, how can you find the relative atomic mass? We'll use the formula of that. First of all, relative atomic mass of the first isotope, we'll write the mass of the first isotope, multiply with its abundance or amount, and then we'll plus the same way mass of the second isotope, and then multiply it with its abundance or amount and divide it by 100. So as we don't have the abundance of the two isotopes, so we'll just let here. So we'll just let here that abundance of B10 5 isotope is equals to X, and similarly B11 5 isotope have the abundance of 100 minus X. There are two isotopes, and the total composition of the mixture is 100%. So we'll just minus the first isotope from this from 100. We'll get the abundance or amount of second isotope. So we'll just now use the formula of the relative atomic mass. So let's start. First of all, we are to write the relative atomic mass, which is 10.8. So 10.8 equals to as a formula, we all know the mass is multiplied by the abundance or amount of the first isotope. So let's write the mass of the first isotope, which is 10, which then we'll multiply with its amount or abundance, which is we just supposed it x. So multiply by x, ब्रैकेट करेंगे, उसके बाद प्लस करेंगे, प्लस करने के बाद इन द सिमिलर वे सेकंड आइसोटोप का मास लिखेंगे, व्हिच इज 11, मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे ब्रैकेट और उसकी जो अबंडेंस हमने अमाउंट हमने जो लेट की थी वो 100 माइनस एक्स थी, तो 100 माइनस एक्स ब्रैकेट क्लोज. अब इसको डिवाइड कर देंगे 100 के साथ. This formula we have already studied in our lecture of the relative atomic mass. I just used that formula. So now we'll first of all solve the right hand side. 10.8 equals to, this becomes 10x, then plus 11 is multiplied by both of these terms, so 11 multiplied by 100, it becomes 1100, then minus 11x, 11 multiplied by x, 11x divided by 100. Now 10.8 equals to 10 minus 11x, it becomes minus x. So we'll just write minus after 1100, so just for our convenience. So minus 1100 minus x divided by 100. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Nextly, we'll just multiply 100 with this. Here it is dividing, so here it would multiply. So 10.8 multiplied by 100 equals 1100 minus x. I hope it is clear. Then we'll just multiply by 100. So as you know, 10, 8. Okay, what's our 8 we have written? Okay, now here was a decimal point. We are to shift to two places decimal point as it is multiplied by 100. As you all know that we are not allowed to use calculator in MDCAT or NUMS exam. So 1, 2. So I'll just write 1 0 here. So it becomes 1080, which is equals to 1100 minus x. So just we'll have to solve the x value now. So now 1080 here, I'll just minus 1100. Minus 1100 equals to minus x. So just for convenience, we'll just minus 1080 from 1100. So it becomes 20 minus 20, as the minus sign with the greater value, minus 20 equals to minus x. The both of the minus on the left and the right side would cancel each other, and the answer would be x is equals to 20%. This, as we had let x as the B10 abundance, B10 amount, and we are to find the percentage of B10. So as we have let it x, and the x value comes out to be 20%. So which option would be correct? 20%, beta option would be correct.
You have 5 seconds to subscribe the channel and like the video. Moving on to the question number 12. How many carbon atoms are present in 34.2 grams of sucrose C12H22O11, and its molar mass is also given, which is 342. So let's see how can we find it. So this is how can we find, this is the procedure. First of all, we have to find the number of moles, for which mass over molar mass we have to do. So for number of moles 34.2, which is the mass given, and molar mass 342, which is also provided. And so the number of moles comes out to be 0.1. Next we have to find the molecules, number of molecules. So we have to multiply the number of moles with the Avogadro's number, and we get 6.022 multiplied 10 raised power 22. How it came, like 0.1 multiplied by Avogadro's number, 6.02 multiplied 10 raised power 23, and as we all know, 0.1 can also be written as 1 multiplied 10 raised power minus 1. So minus 1 plus 23, it gives 10 raised power 22. So these are the number of molecules. Okay, now in one molecule of sucrose, we know that there are 12 carbon atoms, as the molecular formula is C12H22O11. So one molecule of sucrose contains 12 carbon atoms. Okay, so let's see number of molecules we found, how many carbon atoms are present in those number of molecules. So we have to write the number of molecules, 6.022 multiplied 10 raised power 22 molecules, which are just found above, and then we'll just multiply 12 with the number of molecules we just find it, and then the answer came 7.2 multiplied 10 raised power 23 carbon atoms. So these 7.2 multiplied 10 raised power 23 carbon atoms are present in 34.2 grams of sucrose. So the correct option would be Charlie, 7.2 multiplied 10 raised power 23. So this was all for today. I hope the video was informative. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share with your friends. Allah Hafiz. Meet you in the video.